In a peaceful valley surrounded by tall mountains, there lived a young beaver named Arlo. Arlo was intelligent, energetic, and full of ambitious ideas. He wanted to become the greatest builder the valley had ever seen. One morning, after several days of heavy rain, Arlo stood beside the river and looked at the old wooden bridge connecting the two sides of the valley. The bridge was weak, narrow, and damaged. Arlo's eyes filled with excitement. "I will build a new bridge before the next rainy season," he announced loudly. "It will be wider, stronger, and more beautiful than anything this valley has ever seen." A family of rabbits stopped to listen. "That sounds amazing, Arlo," said one rabbit. A group of deer gathered around him. "Will you really build it yourself?" asked a young deer. "Of course," Arlo replied proudly. "I already have the entire design in my mind. Everyone will remember my name when it is finished." The animals praised him. Some clapped. Others congratulated him before he had even collected the first piece of wood. Arlo loved the attention. That afternoon, instead of beginning his work, he visited the marketplace and told the shopkeepers about his future bridge. "It will have 2 strong entrances," he explained. "There will be wooden rails on both sides, and I will place flat stones underneath it for support." "That is a brilliant idea," said a goat selling vegetables. Arlo smiled proudly. The following day, he went to the meadow and repeated the same story to the birds. He described the bridge's size, its design, the wood he would use, and the exact place where he planned to collect it. "Near the northern hill," Arlo explained, "there is a group of fallen cedar trees. The wood is strong and light. I will collect it tomorrow." A black raccoon named Vex was resting behind a bush. He heard everything. That night, Vex quietly visited the northern hill and carried away several of the best pieces of cedar wood. The next morning, Arlo arrived with his cart. He was surprised to see that most of the useful wood was gone. "That is strange," he said. "There was plenty of wood here yesterday." Arlo searched for a while but soon became tired. Instead of finding another source, he returned to the village and told everyone about the problem. "Someone took my wood," he complained. "But it does not matter. I have another plan." The animals gathered around him once again. Arlo explained that he would now collect strong branches from the eastern forest. Vex was nearby again. Before sunrise the next morning, the raccoon reached the eastern forest first and took the strongest branches. When Arlo arrived, only weak and broken pieces remained. Arlo became frustrated. However, he still did not understand what was happening. Days passed. Every morning, Arlo announced a new plan. Every evening, he described what the finished bridge would look like. He drew pictures of the bridge and showed them to everyone. He even created a wooden sign that said, "Arlo's Great Bridge, coming soon." The animals were impressed by the drawings. They admired the sign. They praised Arlo's intelligence. Each compliment gave Arlo the feeling that he was already becoming successful. But beside the river, nothing was changing. The old bridge remained weak. The new bridge had not even been started. One afternoon, Arlo met an elderly otter named Mira. Mira had spent most of her life repairing riverbanks, building shelters, and helping animals survive dangerous floods. She noticed Arlo carrying a large collection of bridge drawings. "What are those?" Mira asked. "These are the plans for the greatest bridge in the valley," Arlo replied. Mira examined the drawings carefully. "They are beautiful," she said. "How much of the bridge have you completed?" Arlo hesitated. "I have not started building it yet." Mira looked toward the river. "How much would have you collected?" "Not much," Arlo admitted. "Have you prepared the foundation?" "Not yet." "Have you tested the strength of your design?" "No, but everyone says it is an excellent plan." Mira gently returned the drawings. "Everyone is praising the picture of your bridge," she said. "But no one can cross a river on a picture." Arlo frowned. "You do not understand," he replied. "A great project needs a great vision." "That is true," Mira said calmly. "But vision tells you where to go. Work is what takes you there." Arlo did not like her answer. He believed Mira was too old-fashioned to understand his ambition. "I will prove that my bridge will be extraordinary," he said. Mira smiled. Do not prove it with words. Prove it with wood. Arlo walked away without responding. The next few weeks followed the same pattern. He spoke about working early but often woke up late. He spoke about collecting wood but spent hours improving his drawings. He spoke about building the bridge but visited different animals to hear their opinions. Arlo enjoyed being known as the future builder of the valley, but he was not actually becoming one. One evening, dark clouds gathered over the mountains. Strong winds moved through the trees. Mira stood near the river and watched the water rise. The heavy rains will arrive earlier this year, she warned. The news frightened Arlo. He ran to the river and examined the old bridge. Several boards were loose. One of the main supports had begun to crack. If the river rose much higher, the old bridge could collapse. For the first time, Arlo looked at the empty space where his new bridge was supposed to stand. There were only a few pieces of wood, a half-finished sign, and several beautiful drawings. His heart sank. I have been planning for months, he whispered. How did I achieve so little? That night, Arlo sat alone inside his home. He examined how he had spent his time. He remembered every conversation, every announcement, and every compliment. He realized that praise had made him feel productive when he had produced almost nothing. He had received the emotional reward of success without doing the difficult work required to earn it. He also realized that by revealing every detail, he had allowed Vex to find the materials before him. Myra's words returned to his mind. No one can cross a river on a picture. The next morning, Arlo removed the large sign beside the river. He placed his drawings inside a box. Then he made a new decision. He would not announce another plan. He would not describe what he intended to do. He would only discuss the project with animals who could genuinely help him. Arlo visited Mira. I think I finally understand your lesson, he said. Mira looked at him kindly. What will you do now? Arlo paused. In the past, he would have explained every detail. This time, he simply replied, I will begin. Mira nodded. That is enough. Before sunrise each morning, Arlo left his home. He explored parts of the valley he had never mentioned publicly. He gathered wood from small, hidden areas instead of announcing one large location. He tested every branch before using it. He studied the movement of the river. Mira taught him how to place stones beneath the water to form a stable foundation. Arlo discovered that real work was very different from talking about work. The wood was heavy. The river was cold. Some pieces did not fit. Several times, he had to rebuild an entire section. There was no applause when he woke up early. No crowd cheered when he carried a heavy log. No one congratulated him when his paws became tired. But every evening, the bridge was a little closer to completion. When animals asked what he was doing, Arlo no longer gave long speeches. How is your great bridge coming along? Asked a fox. I am making progress, Arlo replied. What will it look like? You will see when it is ready. Vex the raccoon became curious. He waited near Arlo's home, hoping to hear where the beaver was collecting materials. But Arlo revealed nothing. Vex followed him one morning, but Arlo took a hidden path through the reeds and disappeared. Another day, Vex tried to examine Arlo's drawings, but the drawings were safely locked away. Without information, the raccoon could no longer interfere. Weeks passed. Arlo's habits began to change. Because he was no longer seeking attention, he had more time. Because he was no longer explaining every decision, he had more energy. Because he was no longer trying to impress everyone, he was able to learn from his mistakes. The work itself became more important than his reputation. Slowly, two strong stone foundations appeared on opposite sides of the river. Then came the main wooden supports. After that, Arlo installed the floorboards. Finally, Mira helped him test the bridge by placing heavy stones across it. The bridge did not move. It was strong. However, Arlo did not organize the celebration. There was still work to complete. He added protective rails, strengthened the entrance, and checked every joint. Only when he was certain that the bridge was safe did he step back and look at what he had created. It was not exactly like his original drawings. It was simpler. It was less decorative. but it was stronger, safer, and real. That evening, thunder echoed across the mountains. Heavy rain began falling. The river rose rapidly. Animals rushed toward the old bridge, trying to return to their homes. Suddenly, one of its main supports broke. The old bridge collapsed into the water. The animals panicked. Families were trapped on opposite sides of the valley. Then a young rabbit noticed something farther down the river. "Look!" he shouted. Through the rain, the animals saw Arlo standing beside a strong new bridge. "Come this way," Arlo called. One by one, the animals crossed safely. The bridge remained firm even as the river rushed beneath it. The deer crossed, the rabbits crossed, the goats crossed. Even Vex the raccoon crossed without saying a word. When everyone was safe, the animals gathered around Arlo. "You really built it," said the fox. "It is stronger than we imagined," said a deer. "Why did you not tell us it was almost complete?" asked one of the birds. Arlo looked at the bridge and smiled. "Because I had already spent too much time talking about something that did not exist." The animals became silent. Arlo continued, "I used to believe that announcing a goal made me committed to it. But the praise made me feel successful before I had earned anything." Mira stood nearby, listening proudly. A young rabbit asked, "Does that mean we should hide every dream from everyone?" "No," Arlo replied. "Some dreams need guidance, teamwork, and honest advice. Share them with people who will support the work, not just applaud the idea." "How can we know the difference?" asked the rabbit. Arlo thought for a moment. Ask yourself why you are sharing. Are you looking for useful help? Or are you looking for attention? One helps your goal. The other can replace it. The animals nodded. Arlo pointed toward the bridge. "Words can describe a bridge, but only effort can build one. From now on, I want people to recognize my work after it is completed, not celebrate my promises before I begin." Vex lowered his head. He understood that Arlo's carelessness had once made him easy to exploit, but Arlo's discipline had now made him impossible to stop. The storm continued throughout the night. The new bridge protected the valley and kept every family connected. By morning, the animals were no longer discussing Arlo's plans. They were walking across his results. In the months that followed, the lesson spread throughout the valley. A young deer stopped announcing that he would become the fastest runner and began training each morning. A group of birds stopped discussing the perfect nest and started gathering branches. The rabbits stopped promising to repair their homes and began strengthening them before the next storm. The valley slowly changed. There were fewer impressive promises and more completed projects. Fewer announcements and more improvements. Fewer animals trying to appear successful and more animals willing to become successful through patient effort. As for Arlo, he continued building. He still created plans. He still dreamed about great projects. But he protected his early ideas from unnecessary attention. He shared them only with trusted animals who could offer knowledge, honesty, or help. Then he worked quietly until his ideas became useful realities. One evening, Arlo and Mira stood together on the bridge as the sun disappeared behind the mountains. "You became the builder you always wanted to be," Mira said. Arlo smiled. "Yes, but not when everyone started praising me." "When did it happen?" Mira asked. "When I became willing to work without being noticed." Mira nodded. "That is when most real success begins." The lesson of Arlo's story is simple. Talking about a dream can feel exciting, but excitement is not achievement. Announcing your goals may bring attention, encouragement, and praise. However, those feelings can sometimes trick your mind into believing that progress has already been made. A good plan matters. Advice from trustworthy people matters. But consistent action matters more. You do not need to explain every step. You do not need everyone to understand your vision. You do not need applause while you are still laying the foundation. Protect your focus. Work with patience. Improve quietly. Allow your completed work to say what your promises never could. Because in the end, people may forget what you said you were going to build, but they will remember the bridge they were able to cross. If this story gave you a valuable lesson, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Share it with someone who has a big dream but needs encouragement to begin working on it.